Hey, let's take a look at Microsoft. It's been about a week. Let's just see what they've been up to, and then we'll go into the technical analysis. Not much, but this is probably one of the bigger pieces. We have Microsoft and Activision, that deal that it seems like they've been working on it forever. Activision will sell its non-European streaming rights to Ubisoft Entertainment to get the biggest deal yet in video gaming past British regulators. Its new proposal was a substantially different transaction, and that it expected the CMA review process to be completed before October 18th. The EU antitrust regulators will examine whether Microsoft's proposal to gain UK approval for its Activision Blizzard bid will affect its concessions to the European Commission. EU competition enforcer cleared the deal in May after Microsoft agreed to license popular Activision games such as Call of Duty to rival game streaming platforms for 10 years. So, pretty much they were facing a holdup here with these antitrust regulators. This is their way of hopefully allowing this to pass. Not sure that it wasn't going to pass from the start, but they're thinking this might speed that process along because it seems like it's been stuck, and maybe this will kind of allow it to go through. And then here we have Microsoft wants to micromanage its energy consumption to stop blowing through so much energy. And just skimming through it, it seems like this is similar to what Samsung has done with smartphones and its battery conservation efforts, recognizing patterns and conserving energy based on the patterns. Microsoft's, I imagine, going to start doing that with their software and features and whatever other devices they have. That pretty much covers the news. So just kind of pivoting into the technicals here. Not much has changed when we look at what the analysts are forecasting. We're at the start of a new year for Microsoft. Yeah, these are the numbers that we're expecting. We'll be watching them change over time. But down here at the bottom, last time we checked, it was trading at 316. We had a buy point at 303, resistance at 344. Also noting a short-term uptrend since January to buy the dips even. But we also said it may have broken that uptrend, and it's just pulling back. So let's take a look at the technicals here and just see what's been going on. So right off the bat, we can see this uptrend. Some changes have been made. I just did it in advance. So originally we had this green line and red line in the uptrend. That was the January uptrend that we're referring to. We updated the colors to match our behavior with that uptrend, buying at the green, withholding purchase when it was near the red. And all of a sudden now, just recently in the past month, it was pulling back. We thought it would stop here at the green. I imagine we picked some up in this range, and then it continued downward. And so we added this purple new layer, which is, we've seen multiple stocks do like a step up pattern where instead of breaking below and then continuing the uptrend, they broke above, continued the uptrend. We'll kind of see how this evolves because we have two things acting now. We have the purple downward trend, and maybe what we can do is make this orange just so I'm not saying purple multiple times. Whoops. Okay, so the orange, that downtrend, it's currently still active. I know it's very new, so there's not much weight behind it, but it's just something we noticed because clearly it broke that uptrend between the red and green, and now it could either, like I said, step down to the purple. That's a potential idea, especially considering last quarter they did guide upwards, beating analyst expectations. So I would imagine the uptrend's going to continue. So I like it for that reason. It's potentially just a dip. We also noticed a little bit of support at around 316. That still seems to be active as well. There's multiple things happening right around this point. I think there's more positive to it, or at least uh, for me, it's more worth the risk to pick it up now. And so that's pretty much how I'm going to play this one. Right now, the way I see it, currently it's 319. My ideal point right now would be 316. So I picked this up earlier today, so I did reach a little bit, but it's right in that point where, if we wait another day or two, it might go up again, pull back into the range. Might do the opposite, but 316, right around that range, that's kind of my ideal right now because, again, more positive, pushing it upwards than downwards. That said, if it does break, continues within that orange downtrend, the next spot that I would kind of wait for is to see at 303. I realize that's a resistance point, but what we've seen with other stocks, I think we even have one here. It could act as a fair value point, and how we kind of create that is if we notice that there's both support and resistance at roughly a point, such as at 333. There's some support here in the more recent, like June of this year, but when we go back to about December of 2021, we see it was acting as resistance. So that's kind of the theory that we're going with for the blue lines. And so even though right now 303 is acting as resistance, it could, now that we're 2 years removed from a resistance, it might act as support now going forward. So that would be the next point I would wait, and then we would just keep playing it as we do. Resistance right now 344, that's pretty much its all-time highs, so clearly there's resistance there as it's pulled back close to $25 now. But that pretty much wraps it up. So just a quick recap here. This is how we're seeing it. I do like it. I'm going to pick it up. If it pulls back, like I said, I'd probably wait for 303 before adding more, but that's just me. So currently 319. The buy point I'm looking for is 316. It's very close to that, so I'm going to take I'll reach a little bit. In fact, I did because I think I got it around like 320. Resistance 344. We're kind of getting far away from that, but that's the point of interest now. Update the date to today, and then that note, short-term uptrend, that's still in play. It's definitely in a dip right now. May have broken the uptrend. We'll see. We need more information. Probably another week or two, potentially a month. If it continues downwards, yeah, then we'll need to kind of adjust strategies here. But this is how we're playing it. Just playing it as we see it right now. But that's it. So yeah, if you have any questions or want to leave any comments, please do so. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.